living an average life is really terrifying. Now, if you're one of those people who fears mediocrity more than failure, this video is for you. We're going to talk about how mediocrity is the real danger in life, that is being average, how comfort zones can tax and kill your potential, not your ambitions, but your potential. And finally, the kind of mindset you need to have to actually live a fulfilling life. The mindset part is going to be very philosophical. We'll get to that towards the end of the video. Let's talk about why living an average life is the real danger. So many people around me usually tell me, Gurmeet, I don't need to make a lot of money. I'm happy living an average life. You're an entrepreneur. You want to do 100 things. That's you. That's your identity. I don't want to have that identity. And I understand it. I'm sure we are all different. You've probably got your own goals and ambitions. Cool. I then think about this in my mind. I usually don't ask this because this offends them. Okay, you have enough money to have a good roof. You have enough money to live a happy life. What if your kids get cancer? What if your kids want to study in the best university in the world? What if your parents want to travel in an entire world tour? Does your mediocrity life, does your average life offer them enough resources to live on the edge? Does your average life take care of the edge cases? And the usual answer is no. And that's the problem here. They don't ask themselves these questions and they settle for averageness. They settle for mediocrity. That is why I genuinely fear mediocrity. And that's why a lot of you are even watching this video. Living an average life is fine, but it doesn't prepare you for edge cases, both financially, mentally, health-wise. You need to be ready for edge cases. Our entire existence is an edge case. If we can live and be born in an edge case, don't you think your entire life can be filled with a lot of edge cases? It's totally possible. Your parents, your kids, your partners, your friends, they might need resources from you. You might need to provide and gain from that. But if you live an average life, that is not possible. And that's the biggest fear I have for anyone wanting to live an average life. They become a liability instead of an asset. The second thing is how your comfort zone kills your potential. Again, not your ambition, but your potential. A lot of people get comfortable with where they are. Usually people who say, I want to eat good food and I have to have a good roof above me and I'm happy with that. And to do that, I need to make a lot of money. But then they achieve these things without making a lot of money. Let's say you want to travel across the world. You usually need a lot of money for that. But let's say you travel across the world by just hitchhiking, living for free. Boom, you are happy. You're in a comfortable zone now. You got everything without working hard. And because you're in a comfortable zone, you don't want to go beyond it. You don't want to reach your potential, your ambitions. And this is where your potentials are destroyed. Again, this stops you from taking care of your edge cases. Your edge cases are beyond your comfort zone. I myself am happy where I am. I can follow my hobbies. I can work towards the things I like. I have enough money to feed my family and myself. I'm technically in the comfort zone. But even being in this comfort zone, I thrive beyond it. I pushed myself out of my comfort zone every single day intentionally. So for any of you watching this video, if you're in a comfort zone, get out of it. And if you're someone eventually going to achieve a comfort zone, be ready for it because it can completely destroy your potential. And finally, having the right mindset. Now, this is a tricky one. I want to explain this. I'll take my time with it. I'm sure most of you are aware of existential crisis. Existential crisis basically tells us that life is meaningless. Now, there's two ways to deal with existential crisis. Number one is killing yourself, that is suicide. And the other is ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. Now, of course, none of us want to die. I would not recommend any of you watching this video to die. So usually you will go towards ignorance as bliss. When you understand existential crisis, life becomes tricky. If you live for 100 years, it's meaningless. If you live for 1,000,000 years, it's meaningless. And this can get really depressing because even if you don't die, even if you become an immortal, even if you somehow break physics and live infinitely long and experience different sizes. So there's infinite length and time. There's infinite types of sizes in this universe. And there's infinite amount of space in this universe. Somehow you break physics and you experience the infinity of time, space, and size altogether. A new problem arises. There is infinities within infinities, right? You're just one infinity within another infinity within another infinity. Things just go on forever. And that in the end tells you how insignificant you are, no matter how significant you try to be. So the first 2 points where you work hard, you try to be insignificant, you try to go beyond an average life is completely meaningless when existential crisis hits you. So if you already have one, ideally go with ignorance is bliss. At least you get to experience things. But if you're not there yet, because having existential crisis is a luxury in itself. It's a rich people problem. Most people are dealt with basic problems they have to deal with and they can't really think of these things. So if you're down there and you're working towards your goals, as long as you follow this YouTube page, you'll probably get there very fast. Be ready for this. Be ready for dealing with existential crisis and use this future existential crisis as an anchor point to do things that you're uncomfortable doing right now. What's the point of being in a comfortable zone? What's the point of being embarrassed of failure? What's the point of anything? Just go all in, suffer, work 100 times harder than everyone else. Like, make it a game, right? Life is a play. Play it the way you want to like it. Go all in. Because eventually you're either going to die or be depressed. Both ways, it doesn't matter. And I'm not exaggerating here. Even if you live infinitely long, which is the definition of God, there is still infinities within infinities. It's so pointless. So keep that in mind and go all in and have a beautiful life.